Am I live? Jesus Christ. I don't even know if I'm live, boys. Boys. Bruv, what? Oh, I am live. I think. Yo, what's up? Am I live? Alright, let me dude, I have not streamed on YouTube in a while. Bear with me, boys and girls. How's everyone doing? Hold up, let me try and sort this out. I'm a boomer right now. I'm a boomer trying to boom this YouTube chat. Boom, paste. Hopefully that works. Sweet. View. How do I view my... chat? There we go. Alright. Let me move this. Got to get some non-copyright music going. How's everyone doing? I'm live, I know, Jesus. First live stream of 2025, let's go. Let's go. LFG. Let's get some... How's everyone doing? Gonna get some... What should I get on? Jazz House? What's this sounds like?
For social media with Boxy Mobile is great for beating the winter blues.
Yeah, I'm watching Baby Orangutan bits to learn how to laugh again.
You'll get there, hon.
The fun never ends with unlimited data for social media on Voxy Mobile. Selected social apps in UK. TNCs apply.
Turn that down. What's a good playlist? Anyone got a good playlist or something? Why is this not showing up on my... Why is this not showing up on my YouTube channel? It's a brand new day, boys. Brand new day to full port. Oh, there we go. Why is this not showing up on my... Why is this not showing up on my YouTube channel? It's a brand new day. How's that audio? Is that audio alright? I don't want it to be too loud, but I also don't want it to be too quiet. Really weird price action today, especially on like FX pairs. I'm not really too interested in equities or anything. We've got to wait for that 1:30 open, about 25 minutes. This low looks vulnerable. Lots of geopolitical news going on right now. Obviously Trump doing what Trump does. I did want to get long dollar CAD today, but like this setup is just a little bit too tight for me in this market. Hold on a 12-point stop. It's just a little bit tight. Especially because we have come so far outside this average daily range. So we know that very often FX pairs respect their average daily ranges because they're a very efficient market. So they very rarely go outside of the average daily range. And when they do, they just don't act very predictable. And yeah, it's just not something I like to trade. So whenever we reach on either side, it's always a bit, yeah. Anyone in any trades? Anyone trading today? Very, very weird price action. I was short on GU. Okay. You were short on GU. Ooh. You were. May try long. You were short on GU. What? Based on this Asia sweep? Or you like short up here? I know you wouldn't have been short around 5 AM this morning, would you? Or maybe you were. Not yet. May try long NQ from 25. All the way down there, depending on your data feed. Yeah, it was like just one straight line move today. Obviously because of Trump and Europe going tit for tat with whatever they're going for. The monetary order is breaking down. Fiat currencies and debt is not being held by central banks the same way. A whole new global financial system is going to be created. It's crazy. I got in on Thursday last week. It was risky as I seen liquidity. That was risky. You got in Thursday. You got Thursday last week. Oh, you got in Thursday last week on the short. You didn't take profit. You stayed in. You held over the weekend. It was risky as I seen liquidity. That was risky. Not really sure how you're how you are trading the markets, but GU is clean because you had these kind of like confirmation sweeps on Monday. So like Tuesday you had the sweep of that Monday high. Typically when you have a sweep of Monday high, you can always, you can't always, but you can expect a good amount of time that you're going to retrace back to that Monday low. And then obviously you had another sweep on Wednesday as well, just like an Asia sweep. Yeah, just an Asia sweep here. And then probably some SMT or something there. I held on 4 hour. Yeah, really clean short. Really clean. What were you aiming for? Lower? I assume you must have been aiming for like this low here or something. I was greedy. Were you greedy or did you just not have a profit-taking plan? Well, very often people say they're like greedy, but really they just don't have a plan. So if you have a plan and you trade your system, then it's not really greedy. I think what most people do is what most people do in the beginning of trading is they don't have any clear-cut rules. So you're far more likely to make emotional decisions based on price if you don't have any clear-cut rules. Like if you don't have a systematic, logical way of taking profit, you're just going to react to what the candles are doing. Like you see one 15-minute bearish candle and you're like, holy shit, this is over. I need to get out of this trade. You got to have a consistent approach, in my opinion and my experience. It's not going to work for everyone, but that's totally fine. That's what worked for me. What else was I looking at? What look back to use for ADR? I can't remember. I think it was 14 and 7, yeah. Using a period of 14 and 7. I think that's just what's the word? I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. Just the standard settings that come on this ADR. And then I also have I have 2 ADR indicators for some reason. I have AR levels. This is by 2 degrees. This is a paid indicator. So you can pay, but obviously you don't need to because it's basically exactly the same on both. Obviously this one is way more customizable than the other. You can do daily range or you can do New York range. You can have a whole bunch of changing around there depending on what you want to see. But most of the time with indicators, you kind of just want to have the standard one because that's just the standard thing in it. There's no point going trying to be crazy with it. So yeah, I wanted to long dollar today, but I mean that was just not happening, was it? Did have this. Shout out to Adbreak.
The double deal for $5.99. Get the deal.
Okay. Need to strike crypto in response to Trump's tariff. The EU is expected to target crypto in retaliation for Trump's tariffs. Crypto is definitely in serious trouble if the escalation between the EU and US continues to intensify. Yeah. This is why precious metals are going crazy. Because no one trusts these governments nowadays. Here comes another sell-off in silver. China begins selling silver. China knows Trump will give in and postpone his tariffs for 90 days, as usual. So, I actually bought silver way back. That has been an absolute ripper. Oh yeah, what I was going to do, I was going to share this challenge that I'm doing right now. I made a video on this. Or I filmed a video on this today. My 200k 200k evaluation challenge with E8. These are the metrics that I'm on right now. Sign into chat. What I should do is whoa. Sorry boys, just trying to adjust this. That just looks dumb, doesn't it? Alright, I'll leave that for now. I'll fix it another day. So yeah, I just filmed a video on this E8 account. I'm going to be documenting more of this journey. If I fail it, cool. If I don't, cool. I'm only risking 1% right now because it's just a one phase. So there's no real... there's not really necessarily a benefit of me over risking on this. Or not over risking, but risking like 2%. Given the fact that it's dynamic drawdown 8%. I could, but I'd rather show people that you can pass a challenge in like a few months and that'd be totally fine. I think nowadays we get so caught up in passing a challenge in like 1 week because everyone else is doing it that we kind of just forget what proper consistency and proper trading looks like. So I'm just going to trade this. Proper consistency, proper trading approach. If I pass, I pass. If I don't, it is what it is. Yo, what's up, Danuka? How you doing, mate? I wonder what we're going to see the rest of the day. Might even be a no trade week, to be honest. I would hate that, to be honest, but let's see. What's up, Hades? How are you all doing? 10 minutes to the 1:30 open. Space stocks ripping. ASTS. RAKLB and Redwire. Redwire is probably a good high risk, high reward type trades. Hood, I want to start building a position in Robinhood slowly but surely. Long-term portfolio. Let's go. Where's silver at? Silver's at 95 right now. We are. It feels like we're close to a silver top, to be honest. What's the? I mean, we still got a bit of a way. I would say we're not fully there, but we're getting close. Alex, what pairs do you trade in funded before? EU, UCAD, and others? No. Back in the day, my swing approach, I used to trade all 28 pairs. Yeah, I used to trade all 28 pairs. But right now, I just trade Euro, dollar, CAD, and maybe the occasional GU. But GU, I just use it as a bit of a confluence now. Use it as a confluence for SMT, shit like that. EU has just been like bread and butter. And then dollar CAD's that kind of... Dollar CAD gives me that increase in frequency, which allows me to kind of play my expected value and play the probabilities a little bit quicker. Allows me to pass these challenges a lot more effectively and efficiently. And I can kind of understand how the pair moves, and I can actually refine the data on that pair, each individual pair, as opposed to just like trading a bunch of pairs and then not really knowing any of the statistics of any of them and being confused when XYZ happens or something. You asked last week if there are people trading DAX. I'm currently trading BT. You're currently trading BT. What, the stock BT, or what do you mean? I'm currently trading, or do you mean backtesting? Yeah, I thought you meant backtesting. Yeah, so I want to get into futures at some point this year. I think it's just an inevitable transition for a lot of people. But I'm trying to formulate some strategy and ways of entering the market, because right now my strategy doesn't necessarily work with everything, because it's somewhat mechanical, maybe too mechanical for some of these equities. So equities, I need like almost a scalping style strategy, or maybe even like a H1 style model. I am much more of a high time frame kind of guy now. I much prefer that, just like peace of mind and less stress than being on the 1 minute. Alright, so dollar CAD's actually kind of nice. Kind of respecting this whole demand zone here, and obviously the daily array. Average weekly range as well. This could actually play out, to be fair. Like, that's your shift there. Hard time frame. Just a little bit funky for me, really. Just bought a Alpha Capital challenge also. So I'm kind of loading up on these challenges right now. See how they play out. Been a bit of a slow January. These last few trades. These fucking ads, bro. So I'm hoping it would be nice. I don't really hope for anything. It would be nice if price action picks up. UCAD is showing bullish momentum, but higher time frame it looks a bit confused. Yeah, it's quite difficult to trade against these moves when they're very flow driven by geopolitical news and safe havens and all that kind of stuff, because very often when there's geopolitical news involved and when there's big flows in the market because of geopolitical news, technical analysis most of the time goes out the window, and it's not really going to play out until those flows stop. That's when your technical moves can play out. Which is possibly why dollar CAD is playing out right now, because your S&P's stopped selling off, the NQ's stopped selling off, gold is taking a bit of a breather. So dollar's obviously taken previous weekly low, taking some sell side, but wonder if is that really oversold RSI as well. How many pairs do you trade? I trade 2 pairs. Euro dollar and dollar CAD. Nice and easy. Nice and simple. Gives me the best of both worlds. Any opinion on gold? Wake up, buy gold. That's about it, really. I mean, you're at all-time highs. Like, what do you want me to say? Buy it. Not financial advice. None of this is financial advice, FYI. But you're at all-time highs. Why? You can't look for shorts in this scenario, in my opinion. There's too much going on to be trying to short gold. Can you please break down a trade that you took? Yeah, of course. A trade that I took. This was a trade that I took. I do break down all these trades in this YouTube video that I'm going to bring out. Very soon. So I had this Tuesday short, should I say. Apologies. So I took shorts here. Stops at the high. Took around to 2.2. Basically, very, very simple. Higher time frame swept. Higher time frame, we swept previous daily high with inside this inversion, daily inversion. H4, sweep of previous highs, sweep of previous H4 highs, again within that daily inversion. There was, I don't know if I can show you this, a little bit cleaner on these charts. So that was this short here. So yeah, we saw price break down these lows, break down, kind of retest this EMA, this 50 EMA, which is something that I like to use every now and again. We breached above this average weekly range, swept H4 high. Same thing really on the H1. We obviously had this bearish price action, sweep of these previous H1 highs, and then nice bearish intent. So really clean, clear. And then obviously on the 15-minute, I just took a basic market shift, nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy, just steady, consistent, predictable price moves. And that was that. Again, it's not really rocket science. Everyone's trying to decode the algorithm and do the Rosetta Stone and really explain everything so intricately, but the reality is it's just candlesticks. You can't really know too much about order flow with candlesticks because you're just looking at candlesticks. You're not reading order flow or reading orders in the market. So all I'm looking for is previous daily high within the prevailing trend, sweep of Asia high, and then I just look for a shift. Got to run, Alex. Let's do it again soon. Thank you, sir. Cheers. Appreciate you, Magic City Trader. I don't know what your name is, but appreciate you tuning in. We will do it again. Yeah. And try to be more active in these lives. It's quite fun. Are you always on the chart or the only hour you trade? So if I can see there's going to be an opportunity on the day, then I'll just spend most of my time at the charts. But if it's clear there's not going to be anything at the charts, then I won't sit around. Like today, if I wasn't streaming today, I probably wouldn't be sat here now. But because I scheduled yesterday that I was going to stream today, because I thought we might get a trade today. So I thought I'd stream today, but yeah, if I wasn't streaming, I wouldn't be here right now looking at these charts. That's for sure. This entry model is tested on DAX and higher time frame, multi-time frame key levels. How's the results? Send me the results if you want, Danuka. If you want. Most people shunt away like the simple approach, the easy approach, because they think the problem is in this industry is that people think if they know more, they'll make more profit. It just doesn't happen. It's not the reality of it. You can learn everything about technical analysis, but if you don't change your identity, if you don't change the very frameworks of your mental structure, then you'll just keep making the same dumb mistakes, regardless of how much you know. More knowledge doesn't create more consistency. More technical knowledge, should I say, doesn't create more consistency. Period. Clean shorts there. I've been in basically drawdown since the start of December. I've been in drawdown on all my accounts, all my funded accounts. I've been in drawdown, which is the unfortunate reality of trading. You're not going to win all the time. Is there news? Hold up. What's going on, boys and girls? If there's any girls in there, probably not, right? What's happening? Talk to me. Take a deep breath, do not retaliate. Danish pension fund, Davos, US Treasury. Trump believes Greenland is essential for Golden Dome. Yeah, we get it. Trump believes Greenland is essential. US natural gas surge over 26%. Jesus. Good, bring on the YCC. Danish pension fund. Pension to exit US treasuries. Oh. Good lord. That's the big news. Danish pension fund exits US treasuries. That's, I guess, the big spike in the dollar right now. Obviously spiking all the yields. Probably just a temporary spike. I would assume it's a temporary spike because obviously gold did nothing as well. How many trades do you take per week on average? Let me show you. If I combine, see if I can grab my data. So across divided by months. 108 times 4. 978 432 divided by 978. Yeah, so on average, I take about two to three positions a week. Average across a long time horizon. Obviously, this fluctuates drastically, but averaged out over a long enough time period, it's 2 to 3, which is good for me. I'm more than happy with that. I'd rather do that than be scalping every day of the week. I don't have the mental or emotional capacity to scalp the market. I just don't. No thanks. Not for me, bruv. Fuck no. What we saying? Yes, I've taken 3 trades in 2 weeks. That's a good number. I've done the same, but I've taken 4 trades in 2 weeks, which is, I mean, that just suits me to a T. So we've got the 130 open now. We kind of bit of an initial sell-off. Should we scalp? Should we scalp NQ? Hold up, wait a minute. Let me just scalp this real quick. How do I... Can I like trade this? I thought in trading view you could trade. Trade, here we go. Paper trading. Yes. Take a giga short in this. Giga short. Order filled. How many units? 10? Oh yeah, now we're cooking. This is way better. It's way more fun when there's money on the line. I'm the same way. Some weeks don't get anything. Yeah. 4 trades in 3 weeks. 2 losses, 1 break even, 1 win. Nice. These are good results. I've had 1 win and 3 small losses. Which is all good. It's not about the outcome. It is about the outcome, but it's about the process that inevitably creates the outcome. How do you trade your various fund accounts? Do you cycle between them from trade to trade, or trade them all simultaneously with a copier? So I used to trade them all at the same time, but when you go into drawdown, it's not really good on the psychology. So what I've started doing now is I've portioned out like a couple of funded accounts into funds. So I have Fund A, Fund B, and Fund C. And so I'll trade each of them by themselves, as opposed to simultaneously together. I'll trade one fund. It kind of varies depending on my approach. If I make profit, then I'll just leave it and go on to the next fund. If I go into drawdown, I will add the other fund in and trade them together. If I go into drawdown that one, and these are both in drawdown, then I'll add the third fund in and I'll trade them all together. Then, once I inevitably come up with a few wins, one of them will be in profit, one of them might be in break even, and the other might be in slight drawdown. That way, even though I could still be in drawdown overall, I actually make a payout on my funding account. So that's how I trade it. I think everyone's making that switch to trading them separately, because everyone just used to be about just copy all the trades, copy everything onto fund all your fundeds and be done with it. But I don't think that's necessarily a good approach now for your mental and your pocket as well. Right now I'm trying to build consistency, executing my strategy. That's the biggest thing. It doesn't necessarily matter if you're making profit. What matters is building that consistency and executing. Because if you can build that mindset and you can build those habits, then you'll be able to create that consistency, because you understand that it's not about outcome, it's about the process. So keep going regardless. Keep executing a plan. Do you use the same risk for all funded accounts? Yes. I risk 0.75 on the funded accounts. And then for a challenge, I'll risk anywhere from 1.5 to 2%. That's low-key smart. Appreciate you, Martop. It makes sense, right? Because in a drawdown, you still have winners in a drawdown if you understand how probabilities work. So even if my equity high is up here and I take a few losses, there's going to be a winner in there at some point. And whilst I might still not have breached my equity high, I've actually won on a funded account, so I've actually made money, which is kind of cool. If you do it right, it's actually really, really powerful. Just waiting for NQ to melt. Dude, these pairs are crazy right now. I do not want to be involved in this market. Yo, are shorts on NQ good or nah? Would you advise someone to buy 100k account or smaller accounts? I mean, I'm not here to give you financial advice. There's so many variables that depend on whether you should buy a 100k account or not. Number one, you got to understand how much money do you have, how much bankroll do you have. If you've only got enough to buy one 100 account, maybe split it into two 50ks. Then you take all that pressure off that just one account that you have to pass. Then you can, if you fail it, you can be like, all right, that's fine, I still have another 50k account. Whereas if you just fail 100k, you're like fuck, like your mental is cooked then. So I don't know, there's variables to it. I did make a video about it, so you can check that one out if you want. Also, if you haven't joined the free Discord, join down below. I'm trying to bump up some more free content. Let's get a traders hub going. Let's get a bit of a community going. It's always good to trade with people. I've missed this interaction with people. It's a lonely business, lonely world. I'm personally bullish on indices, but want to see the low get taken first. Just my thoughts though. Yeah, I think indices are in a funky spot, right? Because, I mean, just geopolitical side of things. We kind of have to see what's going to happen with Trump and Europe and all that. I can afford 10k accounts, so I normally buy that. I don't know if that's okay. I mean, you can afford 100ks, or you mean 10ks? If you can afford 10k accounts, then you shouldn't buy 100k. How are you trading in TradingView with your broker? I'm not. It's just paper trading, bro. Paper trading. I'm not trading on TradingView. I don't trade on TradingView. This is just because I'm not trading. I want to feel something today. Not in this trade on any of my accounts. I don't want to hook my broker up either. I'm not interested in trading on TradingView. If you're trading on TradingView, questionable. I don't think that's a good play. No, I don't trade futures. Not yet. Not yet. Dude, what the? Yo, how do you guys get rid of that? Spiky up here at the back. Put my hood up. Okay, that's better. I don't trade futures. Do you trade futures? If you trade futures, someone give me the source. Trading on TV is elite if you use futures props. Yeah, fair. Okay, cool. That's fine by me. I'm open to new ideas. Can you trade TradingView on all futures props? Which is your dream car? Do you know what? I kind of got over cars now. As a kid, I always used to want a Lamborghini Huracan, and then when I kind of grew with age and I kind of grew wiser and more emotionally mature and less attached to things and objects, I kind of drifted away from cars and stuff. So I'm not really asked about having a dream car. I'd much rather have experiences with friends, family, girlfriends. I'd much rather go out for a nice dinner, go out for drinks, go on holiday than have a nice car. I think cars like if you want to look cool on social media, get a cool car. If you want to try and impress other people, get a cool car. I'm not a car guy anymore. Massive waste of money, huge waste of money. I financed a car when I was 20 years old. I financed a car and it ate up about half of my paycheck. It's not a financially smart thing to do. It just drains your pocket, because not only do you have to pay for the finance of the car, you got insurance, tax, servicing, MOTs, anything that goes wrong, new tires, fuel. Nah, I'm good. You keep your cars. I'm gonna stick with my electric scooter and bicycle. Nah, I'm just kidding, but no, I'm not too bothered. I don't need a car. Yes, I own a car, obviously, but it's a Vauxhall Astra. It gets me from A to B. Like, I don't really drive a lot. Like, I'm not really driving here, there, and everywhere. So I don't need a nice car, because I spend like 1% of my time in a car. So what's the point in me buying a car? I don't really. What is the best prop to trade futures? Because I want to know if Funded Next is a good prop for futures. I haven't dived into the futures prop realm yet, so I don't really know who the prop firm source is. I'd have thought Top Step is pretty much up there. Funded Next, I've heard, is kind of having some issues. Like, they're changing their rules, so I don't know what the crack is with that. I think every trader who has been in the game 5 years goes through that realization. All the flashy stuff it's so true. Like, we all get into this space because of the flashy objects and lifestyle. You kind of become disillusioned, and you think that's going to make you happy. You think that's going to be like, that's it, like, that's my life. And then you have that ability to do it, and you realize, oh wait, this is actually doesn't mean anything. This means nothing. I don't really care about any of these things. They don't change my life. They don't make me feel any better. Like, it's just things, bro. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe it's this like stoic mindset now, but I guess maybe that's what trading does to you. Like you said, if you're in the game long enough. Am I short in EU? No, this is NAS. This is NQ, but it's paper trading. This is not real. Not real money. Hold up, let me just not real trade. Paper trade. Not real trade, paper trade. Lucid is very solid. Yeah, I've seen Lucid have got a new plan out. Alpha Futures is the best for beginners. It's the easiest to get payouts with cheap evals. Might look at Alpha Futures as well. New around here. Do you make your living off trading? I'm 23 and trying to learn. Yes, sir, I do. don't know if you boys can hear that music, but I might have to turn it up a little bit. Kind of vibing. Let me check real quick if you can hear it. Hold up. Oh yeah, you can hear it. Sorry, I just had to blow on that mic. My mic is dusty as hell. Holy fuck. I think trade was difficult with me because I have an analytical have an analytical and trading view and need to see the market. In my phone with MetaTrader, I was so confused. I was short on EU lower time frame. Ooh, you were short? You were short on EU on lower time frame. Why were you short? I would assume you... Did you try to short up here? Sorry, user TX5. Let me get back to you real quick. I think trading was difficult with me because I have an... You might have to rewrite that, I'm not sure. I have analytics in trading view and need to see the market in my phone. With a MetaTrader, I was so confused. Like, it's not a bad short. It's not a bad short. But I think what you got to consider... Yeah, I mean, it is a sweep. What you got to consider is what's happening in the wider market. And what we have happening is real geopolitical news, real geopolitical risk. And what does that do to the market, right? Market doesn't follow technical analysis when there's fucking ads, bro. When there's geopolitical things happening, when the news is happening, price does not follow technical analysis. Price follows flows. Price follows risk. So if risk is flowing away from the USD and into safe haven, into gold, metal, JPY, whatever, the market is not going to care about any technical parameters. So in this sort of environment, I will practice a little bit more patience because I can't predict what the geopolitical landscape is gonna happen next. So I'd rather just wait personally, but that's my own personal discretion, my own personal experience. But it's really one thing to consider is focusing on geopolitical news, but looking at the wider market and what risk assets are doing. Do you think it's possible to have 100% profitable weeks? Maybe. Anything's possible, I guess. I've not personally seen or met anyone that's done that. I would assume you would have to be either high frequency or scalping to really be able to do that. But for me, I'm never going to have 100% profitable weeks. Never. Yes, but also prepare for minus 100% weeks if you're risking that much. Oh, do you mean 100% returns or 100% win rate? Sorry. So you don't trade. Akil, I didn't trade it, no. Because for me, the risk was too high. And like after this like huge expansive move, like after this really huge strong bullish move, I don't really want to trade against that. And if you look at the ADR, which is obviously our average daily range, very often, because the FX market is super efficient and it's not hugely volatile, it doesn't displace crazy. When it does do this, when it breaks outside the ADR, very often it's because there's some geopolitical news, and thus my technical patterns and indicators are going to have little weighting in these situations, so I'll just avoid, personally. You mean being profitable, not 100% return? You mean being profitable, you wouldn't bother trying to achieve it? I thought he meant return. Lol. I thought he meant strike rate, but yeah, we thought different things. I think it's possible even with like one setup per day average. You wouldn't bother trying to achieve it. It's not that I wouldn't bother trying to achieve it, it's that my focus wouldn't be on trying to win every week. My focus would be on trying to make the correct decisions. And if that means that I would win every week, great. If that means I would lose some weeks, then fine. I think that's where people go wrong. They focus so much on the outcome that they don't have correct and clear processes, because they're trying to win as opposed to trying to execute a plan and a strategy. And that's when you become emotional. That's when you revenge trade. That's when you ego trade. That's when you risk too much, because you're trading for the outcome, not for the process. And that's a very slippery slope, in my opinion. I'm putting my hood back up. There goes better. 3 to 6% a month is a good month. Anyone making more than that is over leveraging, I would say. No, I mean, it depends on the market and your style of trading. 3 to 6% a month obviously is a good month. You can absolutely achieve more. Like, there's no doubt about it. In this market, there's so many opportunities. You can, of course, achieve more. Like, I don't doubt that. Like, I've made 20% in a month. You know, it's not out of the realm of possibility. But I just think as a trader, you shouldn't chase that and focus on that, because that takes away from what you're doing. If that comes as a result of what you're doing, then great, fine. But focus on doing the process first. It's probably possible, but I think putting that pressure on yourself might make things difficult for yourself. Jay knows. Jay's got it spot on. I mean, you don't have to force yourself. It could just be a byproduct of taking 5 solid setups a week. I've seen Alex do 20% a month. Yeah. Like, for me, I get what the market gives me. So, and I have a very systematic approach. So if the market only gives me 2 trades in a month, then that's all the market gives me. I'm not here to force my opinion or personal biases on the market. I trade a system. I have discretion built into that system, and then I just play the probabilities of it. Anything's possible, but yeah. If you want to do that, you have to have a way more active approach. So I used to trade swing. So I'd trade on the 4-hour chart, and you know, I could hold trades for a month. I could go months without taking a trade. And ultimately with that sort of strategy, you're never gonna make those big monthly returns just based on how the strategy is built out and the trade frequency of it. Hence, scalpers and day traders tend to make more percentage. So it's better not to trade when we have geo news going. There's no right or wrong. That's my personal position on it. I don't really like to trade when there's big flows in the market, because I can't predict when that flow is going to stop. So I'll wait for price to calm down, and then I'll reevaluate. If things kind of calm down, like if there was different, like if we got like a news resolution here on Trump and whatever, or it started to cool down, then I would take this sort of setup. But because of the risk, I'd just rather not. As me just practicing patience and being discretionary with it. What is your trading strategy, Alex? I trade supply and demand on the 4 hour. I used to trade supply and demand on the 4 hour as well. My trading strategy is basic key levels. So I look for previous swing points and I trade away from swing points. I trade a mean reversion strategy. Because FX market very often trends sideways, I look for sweeps of previous daily high, previous weekly high, just key levels, and I'll look to take the opposing direction. Because you can see, if we look at ADR, if you put ADR onto a chart, very often you can see price stays within these ADRs for the vast majority of the time. Obviously, January so far we've had a lot of geopolitical news, so it's not really been respecting, which is why the strategy's really not been performing that insanely well. But if you look in previous times, you can see reverting back to the mean. Sure, we get close here, but it stays relatively within the average daily range. So that's just what I like to trade. I'm only looking for a small short move back to the mean, because currency markets are so efficient. I can just trade pretty comfortably and consistently back to the mean. Like, trending strategies don't necessarily work the best. They do work, obviously, but I just prefer being a mean reversion trader. The supply and demand strategy I used to trade was daily supply and demand. So I'd have like supply up here, and this is basically just an imbalance candle. Imbalance candle followed by a bearish candle in the opposing direction. That's my supply zone, and then I'll just take a 4-hour candlestick pattern, and that's the strategy that made me profitable. That's the strategy that gave me my first year of consistent profitability. So is it possible to turn off that music? Lol. I'll turn it down. Yeah, my bad, bro. It's kind of funny. Is it too loud now, or is it good? I had to turn it down a little bit. Might be a little bit hectic. Let me double check. Alright, yeah, fair enough. It was pretty loud. Apologies for that. It's actually kind of shit music, to be honest. I need a good stream playlist. Someone give me the source for a good stream playlist. I'm gonna double down on this nice short. All right, I just added to my position. Disable dynamic mode. I'm doubling down, boys. It's a nice sweep. Let's see what higher time frames. Jesus. Look at that juicy candle. Back to the monthly open. If you want a good indicator, 2 degrees. No, is it? It's not 2 degrees, is it? Stat map by. Fuck, what's his name? I can't remember his name. Josh? Yeah, it's Josh. Josh, 2 degrees. Look at this. Monthly manipulation. Bang. Back to the open. Beautiful. Good shot. Heck of a stop loss size that would be. Very volatile. See what the VIX. What's the VIX hit today? VIX hit 20.2. Bitcoin barely down. What's everyone saying? Joshu? Yeah, that's it. Joshu. Goated. What the fuck is this price action? What the fuck? I mean, it's like that bullish fair value gap is holding, but what the fuck? What the? Anyway, maybe do I switch long on this NAS? It's a good way to stop yourself over trading, just switching to paper trading until A plus set. 100%. I used to do the same. I used to have a demo account. And then when I was bored, I wanted to fill something, I'd just rip it on the demo account. I thought NQ moved quick. Why are you doing paper trading? Just because I'm not in a trade, so I just thought I'd rip something to make me feel something to kill. God knows what's going to happen. Yeah. This is just for fun to kill. Like this is not serious. Just fucking around. Because there's no other trades to take, so I just take it on. And I obviously don't trade NAS, so it's high level play around. I will try next time. Try it next time, yeah, bro. Just makes you feel something. If you want to feel something, just smack 100 lots on a paper account. Waiting for something to happen, but I don't think anything's going to happen. And I want to hit the gym, so... Yeah, so here we go. This is beautifully explained by Miad. When I talk about flows, synchronized selling across bonds and stocks, you only see that during liquidity crises. So when things are moving like this, your technical analysis, the market doesn't care about your technical analysis when things like this are happening. When there's a collective, in this case, liquidity crisis, then your technical analysis is yak. Don't mean nothing. NAS opens in 20 minutes. Yeah, good point. It's the capital outflows. Yeah, so like I talked about, when there's flows in the market, boom. Good lord, Japanese government 10-year bonds. Yeah, it's pretty insane. Shitty stop equals shitty trade. Wait, what? Did you just lose 70k? Oh, 40 pounds. I was like, what? Michael said his strategy buys 22,000 Bitcoin worth 2 billion. It's, man, how does that? That's my house. It's not in Colombia and it's not $200 a month. Dude, the amount of people I've seen in this villa in Bali is a bit of a joke. And it's not in Colombia. Yeah, it's literally in Bali. Hilarious. He's on the cusp of making the mother of all deals. Shut up. Yeah, poor Walter. This guy always goes short and then EU just rips. Due to work in progress in my country, possible blackout for 2 hours. Poor guy. He'll always come out on top, that guy though. The guy's got too much money not to. NQ short is worth a shot as I can't see any support until 24,984. That's why I'm in short, brother. What can I say? You're probably on about NQ there at 24,984. Is anyone here trading a funded account? If so, what firms are you with and how are they? I'm currently funded with FTMO, Fivers, Alpha Cap, and that's it. Reversal on the daily chart. On what? NQ? This is not NQ, but this is just the CFD version of it. What YouTube vids do people want to see? I'm very mindset focused on YouTube because that was really the biggest impact to my trading. I know people want to see technicals, so I will do technical videos, but what do people actually want to see? Like, what do people enjoy watching? Alright. Oh, I've been sat down for too long and I'm gonna wrap this stream up. I'm gonna hit the gym. Go for a walk. Come back tomorrow. Hold up one sec. Do you use copy trade for all your accounts or just trade different? All right, we spoke about this before, but I trade my accounts separately in separate funds. So I have 3 funds. I have a few accounts in one fund, a few accounts in the other, a few accounts in the next. I trade them simultaneously. Separately. So I'll trade one account. If it hits drawdown, I'll add in the next account. If that hits drawdown, I'll add in the third account. And then by the time I hit profit, excuse me. By the time I hit profit, one account will be in profit, Next account maybe at break even, and the third account will potentially be in a loss. So I'll trade them separately. I used to trade them all together, but for a mental aspect and emotional stability, it just wasn't good for me. So just nice to have some humans to interact. Hey, what's your name? Ian. Hey, tell me about it, Ian. It's a lonely journey, bro. It's pretty boring and yeah, not great. But join the Discord, join the free Discord. I'm going to try to be more active in there, chatting away to you boys and girls. I'm going to do some streams in there. I'm going to be sharing charts, psychology lessons. Everything's going to be in there. So join up, message me. We can talk further there. Like I'm pretty much active I'm pretty much active all day, to be honest. So anyone wants to chat, just ping me in there and we can spitball some ideas. But if anyone doesn't have any further questions, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this stream up because my back's hurting me from being sat down for too long. So I need to hit the gym and train. I want to know something else, Alex. Do you execute the same trade on all of those accounts at the same time? Did I not just explain that? Do you execute the same trade on all those accounts at the same time? No, so I'll trade one account. If it ends in a loss, yes, then I'll add in another fund and trade them separately. I mean, simultaneously. If I hit drawdown again, I'll add in the third account and trade them all simultaneously. So I'll stagger them. Like I explained in my YouTube video. I do the exact same thing with funded accounts. So I trade one fund, like a cluster of funded accounts. If it hits drawdown, I'll add in my next fund cluster of accounts and trade that as a whole together. Same trades on all accounts. Then I'll add the next one. Same trade. All three funds. I'm about to bank on this NAS trade because I'm obviously leaving. I'm going to bank $90 profit. Boom. Huge win on the NAS. Shout out stream W's in the chat. Spam W's for the $90 trade. All right, thanks everyone for tuning in. For example, if you take an EU sell trade in one account, will that trade be executed in the other account as well? Dude, yeah, I just explained. Watch it back, understand it. It's how I explained in my previous videos. Fuck. Alright. I'll be streaming soon, so get into the free Discord. I can stream whenever you want. But thanks everyone for tuning in. Much love.